Hey guys, welcome to Shielded Voices, another midweek update. It's been a minute again since we've done something like this. It's been tough to kind of for Mitch and I to connect with him on shift work and me working bankers hours, and but now we're able to on a Tuesday evening.
Yes,
I'm done with work and he's on a day off, and so we're just going to come together, do a midweek update. Super cool. When the day we're recording this happens to be the day after Leanne's part 3 episode came out. So
yes,
that was that. Like I listened to it. My wife listened to it. My wife literally looked at me and was like, that was a good episode. That was really good. I've got some feedback from other people as well, through text message, literally with the holy shit and exclamation points, and
it's giving me goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah, such a great episode. And I'll tell you, re-listening to it, because I haven't listened to it right since we've recorded it. I haven't listened to it, and man, when she started crying, and when I was talking about the integrity of it, I was like, oh, I lost it. I was sitting on my couch and I'm crying, and I'm like just hearing it all talk again, and yeah, pretty powerful, pretty impactful. I'm really hoping that it reaches somebody. And again, Mitch and I, we want to iterate. This is not, we're not, it's not intended to bash any person or any place. It's simply just truth and transparency. That's it. And if people don't like it and want to run from it, then I'd say you're part of the problem.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
There was a lot of emotion with all 3 of those episodes, but the third episode hit me the hardest. And even when I was listening to it before I edited it and released it, I listened to it probably 2 or 3 times. And the emotion that you two shared, it's very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And it really, truly drives the point home.
Yeah.
How it affects, this affects everyone. And it's not talked about as much as it needs to be talked about, as long as you feel comfortable. But those were very beneficial episodes for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope it benefits other people as well. I really wish agencies, first responder agencies across the country would step up and recognize the effect that they have on not just the employees, but their families. Right? I mean, the stuff that she talked about with their, this 9-year-old son who's watching this, what he sees as this pillar of his father crumbling. Like, that's devastating.
Yeah.
It's devastating to a family, all for the sake of bureaucracy and political egos, and like, come on, man. But again, I go back to, and I've said it in earlier podcasts, and I've experienced it, and everybody listening has probably experienced it, man. I have no room for spineless turds in my life. None. Zero. If you're not a person that's willing to stand the line for the people that you work beside or work with every day, when you're the one that made the mistake, but they're getting hung out to dry, shame on you. You're a spineless turd. You're a worthless piece of flesh. I don't know what to say. Like, right. God help you. Like, I pray for you, but it's just, it sounds harsh, but it just, for me, that stuff hits home for obvious reasons, right? Like, having experienced that and being hung out to dry by people, like, okay, I know where you stand. I'm better off for it, though. I'm better off for it.
Yeah, thinking back to a previous conversation I had with a coworker, he makes his recruits listen to our podcast.
Really?
And he does. I would say makes like homework bullshit, but right, he says
you got to tell me offline about this.
I will.
Like who it is for sure.
It encompasses every factor of our position, of our job. This podcast does. The emotions, the trauma experiences, funny moments, bad moments, leadership, poor leadership, everything. And if I was sitting there as a recruit listening to some of the stories that we share or some of the experiences, I wouldn't necessarily shy away from the job, but I would go into it more open-minded and have better armor,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word.
Yeah. Maybe better. I mean, it's just more tools in the toolbox. Like we can never fully prepare for that, what that job does. Nobody can. You can't.
Right.
But at least have some more tools in the toolbox when you enter it. Yeah, I can see that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that's wow. I think that's awesome. I can't wait to hear who this person is. You know, I actually ran into a former coworker. It's probably been about a month ago, out in the area I work. Maybe it's been more than a month ago, a couple months ago, whatever. And this was a person that rode in my car. This was a person that I taught and had a relationship with. And it was like I didn't even exist to this person. Did not even exist to this person anymore.
Wow.
Because, and for whatever reason, it's the stuff that we've talked about. There's so many people that are tied up in being so loyal to a place that they work for that they assume the worst when people leave. They assume that they were fired. I was not fired. And that now you're just cast out. You're nothing. I was talking to a retired guy via text this morning, and after he had listened to part 3 of Leanne's, and he was even saying, he's like, man, looking back on it, I'm not sure I would do that career again. I mean, it's given me a good life. And I'm living a great retirement, but I don't think I would do it again, just because of the cost, right? The cost that it had on, the price that it had on me and my family. He's like, man, I don't think I'd do it again. I don't miss that place. And he was talking about the agency he retired from. But yeah, it was just, it's reaching people. It's awesome. And I love hearing it.
I love doing it. I'd say you love doing it too.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, because it is a midweek update, let's talk about what we got coming up next. We were just kind of chatting offline before we started this about like what we've got, a couple more guests that are already kind of done and pre-recorded. So yeah, if you want to kind of talk more about what we got coming up next.
Brian and I were talking about, which guest should we release next? And Jim Scott's been waiting. So I think we owe it to Jim Scott. He's a Department of Corrections on the eastern part of the state we work for. Mm-hmm. So he talks about what is it? Smiley face killer or the happy face killer?
Happy face killer. Yes.
Yeah.
Weird.
He talks about
like he's had conversations with him. Like, yeah, that was just, and I think he's been with DOC for like 20 some years, I think, at this point.
Yeah, you're right. It's been a while since we talked to him or interviewed him. Mm-hmm. But I think we owe it to him to release his, is this going to be a 2-part series?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and that's still kind of our goal, right? Like, let's do the, I mean, we kind of throws us off when we have these 5-week months, so you might get some back-to-backs, but, or some, maybe longer duration even between, but hopefully we can get something out, because next weekend will be the first weekend of the month, but because it's 4th of July weekend, maybe we put it off a weekend.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, and then it'll just be, part 1, part 2 in the month of July. Mm-hmm. And then we'll go into August and have one guest. Definitely a 2-parter. That one's current lieutenant, right? Is he a lieutenant now? Current lieutenant with a local, very large fire agency, who is also a member of a local SWAT team as one of their medics. So yeah, I mean, talk about experience with that guy's had. Like, awesome to hear. It's cool. He'll be our second firefighter.
He will be.
Yeah.
He wears 2 hats: the reserve police officer side for the SWAT team, and then obviously the fire department side. So
yeah, yep, that'll be cool. So yeah, I guess, I mean, stay tuned and we'll do the best we can. Like, Mitch is working shift work, and he's the producer, editor, like, so he's got a lot on his hands, and he's working shift work with kids. And so if things don't get put out the day you expect it, well, he's a family man. Like I have no skills in doing all the editing and all the stuff that he's doing.
I can send it all to Brian, but I get so frustrated with the amount of comments and questions I get from Brian. I just, fuck it, I'll do it myself. So that's one conversation Brian and I had before we jumped on here was like, hey, this episode was a day late. Everything all right? And I'm all for open transparency, Brian. But I told him, yeah, I was going through some emotions. I was dealing with my own battles, and that's part of life. Especially when you run a platform like this, it's your platform. It's like that is going to go on the back burner. I need to deal with my own shit that I got going on right now.
Truth.
Did I communicate that well? No, but usually when I deal with that, I go silent. And Brian knows that very well.
Yes, yeah. I was going to say, if that's your communication style. Like Mitch is silent. It's like time to actually check on Mitch, not just bullshit. It's time to check on Mitch. You good, brother? Yep, I'm good. Just dealing with some shit. Okay. Yep. And that's fine. That's the way you deal with it. That's one of the tools that you have in your toolbox through all of your journey of how you need to deal with it. And it's fine. Look, at the end of the day, bro, it's a fucking podcast.
Right.
You know what I mean? It ain't the end of the world.
But yeah, we do owe it to our guests to get their story out. Don't get me wrong. It will get out.
Yes.
Day late. Sorry. I put it on the back burner for a day. Yep. So it still got out. You can probably hear my kids screaming in the background.
Oh, of course. But again, life.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's full transparency. That's what I just wanted to share.
Yep. And it's all good. Well, then let's wrap this up. Sounds like your kids are up and about. I've got some things to get done around the house as well, and this evening time.
Yeah.
Like get dinner ready. Cause if dinner's not ready if my wife comes home and dinner's not ready, dude, like I get disciplined. Like it's like, this is discipline, the backhand. This is a crime. I get the discipline. She smacks me around, man. I'm kidding. Like, no, we have this, I'll say rule, right? We have this thing in our house where last one to leave in the morning has to pull, whatever out to defrost. First one home cooks it. Well, neither one of us follow that rule. We just forget about it. We were just like, wing it. Like last night we did breakfast. I made like pancakes and bacon, like whatever. And we had, and fruit, like cool. So tonight I'm gonna actually go fire the smoker up and put some pork chops or something on.
Better than saying, you know what, fast food's easy. But no, you may not be doing dinner plans, but you're doing dinner with stuff that you have at home.
Yeah,
much healthier.
Oh yeah, dude. Like we talk a lot about the mental health, but there's the physical health side of things is so very important as well. Like I exercise 5 to 6 days a week. I'll be 53 years old in August. I mean, there's some days I feel like I'm 73. I mean, whatever. But yeah, your physical health is so important to whoever's listening. I'm not expecting you to get on some program like I do or some, David Goggins crap. Like it's just move. You have to move every day. Every single day. Stay away from the bullshit foods and just move your body, man. It's so imperative. So imperative. So
stay away from booze too.
Yeah, definitely stay away from that. Like don't to in an excess. Like look, obviously there are some people that can have a drink or two. Mitch is not one of those people. No. That's like there are people they're not one of those people. I'm like, even we went camping this last weekend to our normal spot with our best friends, and it really, even at then, I only had like a couple drinks. I'm good. I don't need to get blottoed. A couple drinks to sit by the fire and then go to bed.
I have a camping trip planned this mid-July, and I got fucking jury duty the day we're supposed to leave for it.
You have jury duty in the county you work in.
Yeah.
And they don't excuse that anymore, do they?
It's very difficult to get an excusal.
Oh, that's just not fun. That is absolutely not fun. I did I had grand jury as a cop. I walked into grand jury and one of our former coworkers was on the jury.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, they had to do the whole, hey, deputy, for the sake of, and I've never ever experienced this. Look around the room. Do you recognize anybody? I'm like, no. They're like, really look around the room. And I went, oh, hey. I didn't. He's like, hey. Yeah.
That's
it was
great.
kind of
it was I'm hoping I get selected for jury. To be honest, I want to be a part of it to experience it. But then again, I want to go fucking camping.
Right. It's your days off.
Yeah.
I'd rather go camping. But all right, man, we'll go deal with your kids. And thank you all for checking out the midweek update. I think we up to like 7 or 8 now. I think I don't know either. But stay tuned. Thank you again for listening to Shielded Voices. Thank you to all of those that have reached out to us, friends, family, coworkers, former coworkers. People from across the country have been reaching out to us still. Mm-hmm. We've had a couple people that have come on and want to do like a collaboration, which we're kind of toying with right now. It's just narrowing down times, I guess, to do that with schedules. But it'll be cool. And also, I want to plug the Second Briefing podcast, Scott and Tom. Check them out. It's lighthearted. They're on YouTube. They're on all the things, but on YouTube you can watch it on video. They film it at the Gunslingers Clubhouse. And as Tom says, in downtown Hillsboro, it's like on their intro. Plug out to Tall Fur Coffee. They're not a sponsor of ours, but man, Scott, that's his baby. That's his coffee company, and it is amazing. That coffee is so good. So Tall Fur, TALLFIR. Go to tallfur.com, and man, you can order it. He'll have it delivered to your house. Best coffee in the world in my book. So, I mean, with that, thanks for listening to the midweek, and hopefully you guys will tune in maybe in a couple weeks, and we'll have the corrections guy on. It'll be good stuff.
Yeah, sweet. All right, guys, take care.
Later.